In this demonstration, I'm going to talk about how distribution rule works in OptiDoc, but first I need to describe some basic concepts in OptiDoc. At the time of printing, OptiDoc decides how the documents should be distributed, to a regular printer, to an email address, to SharePoint, and so on. Also, OptiDoc decides what format we want to distribute. For example, printing a PDF file, storing the PDF file in SharePoint, storing an XML file in the file system, and so on. These decisions are based on the distribution rules defined in OptiDoc. A single print could easily result in several distributions. A distribution rule is based on a profile telling OptiDoc the format to distribute and a channel that tells OptiDoc how the format should be distributed. A profile would, for example, be a LaserNet-generated PDF file or a style-sheeted XML file. A channel could, for example, be email, SharePoint, file system, and so on. For each print generated using OptiDoc, the data printed is stored in an XML file. From the data in the XML file, OptiDoc is able to find related data in the database, for example, the customer or vendor, the sales order or purchase order, or the journal itself. Data from these tables and data from the XML file can be assigned variables in OptiDoc. This is considered as metadata. Using these metadata, OptiDoc is able to decide which format to distribute using which channels. Examples could be sending emails to a specific contact person related to a specific customer, uploading an XML file to an FTP server for specific customers, sending digitally signed PDF files when emailing PDF invoices to customers in Germany, or sending PDF A files when emailing PDF invoices to customers outside Germany, and so on. Okay, those were the basic concepts. Distribution rules are defined on the document itself. So I'm going to go into OptiDoc, set up documents, and click on SSRS documents. In here, you're able to enable whatever report you want in OptiDoc, enable to print the report. But I'm going to talk about the sales confirmation in this example. And here's an example of the metadata I talked about. Some of these metadata have been assigned values, and some of them are fixed, some of them are related to a specific table. In this case, it's the account number on the customer itself, and so on. So now I have a set of variables that contains different values. So having activated the report in OptiDoc, you have to decide how the print should be distributed. And that is done using the distribution rules. And I'm going to try to create a new rule here that describes the steps necessary. So I'm going to press Ctrl N to create a new rule. So the first thing I need to decide is which channel am I going to distribute using. So in my example, I'm going to go for the LaserNet mail channel, meaning that I want LaserNet to send the mail for me. OptiDoc could easily send the email itself, but just this is an example. Then I need to decide which format to distribute. And on the sales confirmation, there's only one format allowed currently, which is a PDF file generated using LaserNet. But I could easily create another format that is a style sheet that is applied to the OptiDoc generated XML file, and that is then sent by email to the recipient. I'm going to go for that one. So the next thing I need to decide is how am I going to name this file that is being attached to the email. And again, I have access to the metadata generated by OptiDoc. And as you can see, we have some core metadata here that is picked up by OptiDoc itself. And I'm going to go for the document name, which in this case would be sales confirm. And I'm going to add the core document number, which is the confirmation ID. So the file name would be named sales confirm underscore and the confirm ID. Then I'm going to click OK. So now my rule is created. It's not active yet. I need to decide whether or not to activate it. And as you can see, the different parameters needed for this channel which is a mail channel, to activate correctly are listed in this form. And you can decide whether or not you want to overrule some of these values, but they are picked up from the metadata collected on the report itself. Basically, this is what is needed in order for you to create a distribution rule in OptiDoc. One thing though, you might want to specify to OptiDoc that I'm only going to mail for specific customers, specific customer groups, or specific countries, and so on. And that is done using the expressions here. And in here you have different options. You can relate the distribution to a specific table having a specific value. For example, the country code on the customer table should have a specific value, for example. So now I'm going to pick on the customer group, for example, customer group. There it is. So I'm only going to mail for customer groups inside a specific range, for example, 10 to 20. So the sales confirm is only going to be mailed if the customer is inside this range of customer groups. That's one option. A second option would to use a URL condition for a distribution rule, or using XPath conditions. XPath conditions are simply querying the XML file to check whether or not a specific value is in there. That's it.